And we're live on YouTube. Hello, everybody. I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday. It's just a couple of days after Christmas, so it's probably going to be really quiet today. Do have a good show for you, though. We are chatting about general readings, those channels, often really big channels on YouTube. And uh, do they really drive sales of readings or other things? Anyway, we'll be chatting about that. And I think it's going to be really quiet in the chat. But if you're joining us now and you're live with us, just request a reading in the chat. You can ask for a specific question. You can just put that in the chat or request a message from the universe. Jazz is in there. Hi, Jazz. And Michelle's joining us as well. Michelle's wrangling the kids, so she couldn't join us on camera. And this might be a solo show. It also might be a very short show because we have a bunch to get through, but I don't know how much in as far as readings we're going to get in the chat, but go ahead and pop it in there. Jazz already has a question. What does the universe want me to know? Awesome. So, yeah, gonna give it some time, see who joins us in the chat here. And meanwhile, I'm gonna do the card of the day. Let's pop that up there. And today I got the Two of Pentacles. So as you transition, we're about to transition to 2026. As you transition from 2025 to 2026, the Two of Pentacles reminds you that balance is not a static destination, but a continuous dance. You've likely spent the past year juggling various demands, and this card encourages you to stop waiting for life to calm down. Instead, embrace the movement. That's the only constant in the universe is change. Stability is coming, or stability in the next year will come from your flexibility and grace. The Two of Pentacles is all about that balance. Learning to flow with the waves of change rather than resisting them. The infinity symbol surrounding the pentacles suggests that your time and energy are precious cycles. As 2026 begins, focus on sustainable prioritization. If you've been overextending in one area, use this threshold to find a better rhythm between your ambitions and your well being. You have the agility to handle whatever the new year brings. Just remember to keep your knees bent, your heart light, and focus on the harmony of the big picture rather than the chaos of a single moment. So there you go. There is the card of the day for today. And next time I'm on, it's going to be the new year. And I'm already working on something for that. We're going to do a special card of the day reading. I'm actually going to have a PDF handout, and it'll have some exercises and things, and it's going to really get things going for 2026. Plus, we have a lot of great shows coming up. In fact, we've already done a couple in this area of getting ready for 2026, and the first couple of shows, the 3rd and the 4th of January, Michelle's show, and hopefully Michelle will be with me also, and uh, Ellie, Pamela, try to get a bunch of people on the 4th show, which will be our kickoff show for Psychic Cafe Live. And on both of those shows, we're going to be talking about some numerology, um, beginning of the year, world year of one, starting off a whole 9-year cycle. Michelle's going to cover that on the 3rd. On the 4th, we're going to concentrate more on personal year numbers. How do you calculate your personal year? And I'll have a PDF handout with information on all 9 numbers So wherever you are in the cycle, you'll be able to look at that and then look at what we say about the world year of one as well and put the two things together. The Mystic Tarot Path just popped in. It's Dr. Rose. Hey, Rose. Good to see you. Hey, if anybody has any questions, just pop them in the chat. Remember, as always, to skip the line and get your question answered right away. No waiting. Just grab us a cup of coffee at tarotbiz.com/coffee. That's tarotbiz.com/coffee. Awesome sauce. Or if you just want to send us some love, you can do that too. Yeah. So before I get into the topic, let's see things going on around here. First of all, I have my new deck, which many of you have seen in the last couple of shows, the Soha Tarot, which I'll be using going into 2026 for sure. Fantastic deck. And if you want to grab a copy, I've got a URL. Let me see if I can pop that up here. I'm going to pop it in the chat here for everybody that's live with me. And then I do believe I have a link to it. I mean, I have a link I can bring up. There it is. thetarotguild.com/Soha Tarot. Yes. Now you guys may notice it's SOHA Tarot. thetarotguild.com/Soha Tarot. And you guys might notice that, well, wait, we have this other website, tarotbiz.com, but that was just thetarotguild.com. We have that URL. If you go to thetarotguild.com, it's going to take you right here. We just use it for links to things we want to be able to send you to and to have a short link. You know, I may actually come up with an even shorter one for 2026. But the way we have tarotbiz.com set up right now, it's really difficult to add those slash whatever extensions. So that's why I'm using the tarotguild.com URL with the slash and the extension. It's just real fast and easy on that, whereas it's a lot more difficult just because we have this set up a certain way on our hosting service. And this is our new website. It's been going for a while now, but going into 2026, if you haven't checked it out yet, tarotbiz.com. You can join right on the front page there if you're not a member of the guild yet. And also, we've got a fabulous reading section on there. So if you want to book a reading with Dr. Rose or Michelle, Pamela, Ellie, myself, Michelle's hubby's on there too. He's a certified tarot reader too, Dan Matheny. And there's a few others. There's Corby Mitleid and a few others on there. We don't have all like 300 of our certified members on there yet because they haven't gotten in contact with me and it takes time to set it up and get them on there. If you're a member and you're a current member and you're certified by the guild and you're not on our readings page, our tarot advisor page, just contact me and I'll get you all set up. We can put in links to your website. If you don't have a website yet, that's okay. As a member, you can get your own page on the website. In fact, while I'm talking about that, just for fun, I'm going to bring up tarotbiz.com and I'm going to see if I can share this with everybody real quick here. There we go. And so the reading link is right up here, and tarotbiz.com/readings takes you to the same place. But if you're on the website in the navigation, just click readings. Here's the Tarot Advisor page, the reading page that I was just talking about. And you can see we've got Pamela, myself, Maria, Corby, Susie from all the Aces Tarot, Michelle, Dr. Rose, Ellie, Ariane from France, and Dan's on there. So yeah, you just come on here, and if you have a website, like for instance, Corby has her own website. So if I click on that, it's going to take you over to Corby's website. You can book a reading with her. You can either click the picture or click the name. All right. But if it's a page, for instance, let's click on Michelle's. This is what I'm talking about. You can get a custom page, tarotbiz.com/your name, and you can put any information you want, links to all your socials, list out your services, have pay buttons, and so forth. And if I go back here and go to Dr. Rose's, there we go. And as you can see, we can do it in different colors. You can pick your own color scheme and get your book now buttons and information about you and so forth on your very own page there. Yeah. So, yeah, this is the new website. If you haven't seen it yet, shows you all our services about the guild. These bullet points, everything you get as a member, you can join right here. It's just $6.50 a month. Cost of a latte a month, $78 per year. Our Psychic Cafe shows and a link to our channel. Some of the products from some of our members. And our blog that has a lot of goodies in it. And then up here in the navigation, if you click community, we're currently using our Tarot Guild group from 2012 with 6,646 members on it. There we go. And if you're a member or enrolled in my course, these drop-down menus under membership and learn tarot has a link right to the private members group. We're currently using Facebook. That's going to change in the beginning of the year. But for now, we're using Facebook. And we have a private course group on Facebook as well. And we have our code of ethics in here, terms of service, and all of that. There we go. So just a little preview of the website. Everybody have their coffee and tea? Going to take a little sip here. Awesome, awesome. So let's see who's in the chat. Anybody else come in? I think it's still Jazz and Dr. Rose, Michelle. We'll give it some more time, let some more people come in, and I'll pull some cards. Some other things going on. The holiday sale is still going on. I'm going to put that link in the chat if you want to get my package deal. The package deal we have going for the holiday sale, it's 60% off your Tarot Guild membership, professional certification, and my full tarot course. Regular price on all three of those together is over $500. You're going to save 60%. It's tarotbiz.com/holidays. And I think it's $199. $199. It is a steal. Now, if you're already a member, that private course group I was showing you in the drop down there on Facebook, if you pop over there, you'll find a link. Look for the square link and click that. And professional certification is half off right now. And then if you go to tarotbiz.com/sessions, you can book a session with me for 25% off. I'll pop that in the chat too. So 25% off right now. It's normally $99.99. I think it's $74.99. So $75. There you go. Okay. I think that covers pretty much everything. We did the card of the day. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're getting closer. We're getting closer. Let's see if I pop over. How many subscribers do we have now? 791. So we're looking to get to 1,000. We have 914 videos. We almost have 1,000 videos on the channel. And getting closer to 1,000. We need what? 209 to hit 1,000 and get fully monetized on YouTube. Yep. And then what else besides subscribing to the channel and liking the videos? I think I have everything else covered. Did want to mention that if you are one of our members or if you're enrolled in my course, we do live mentoring and coaching on these Zoom calls at least once a week, sometimes twice a week, depending on the Saturday. But definitely every Sunday And the information on that is tarotbiz.com/Zoom. And it explains all about it. And there's links to those private groups I was talking about, because that's where you'll find the Zoom link. You can join me up here on the Zoom, and you can pull cards with me, do readings for people in the chat. If you're already a reader, if you're enrolled in the course and you have questions about the course, if you're one of our members and you want to start or grow your tarot business, uh, this is where we meet, and you can get all of your questions answered. And we try to do a topic most Sundays that relates to the business of tarot. There we go. I think we've covered everything there. And let's see. So today we're going to talk about the truth about general readings on YouTube. Do they actually drive sales? Well, the short answer, of course, is they absolutely do. And as we're going into 2026, you might want to consider starting your own YouTube channel. It is basically 24/7 promotion and marketing of your tarot business. And there's a lot of ways besides just booking one-on-one sessions that you can make revenue by having a YouTube channel. So the YouTube to private client pipeline, it's the engine behind many of the massive spiritual channels that you see. I don't know if you've ever looked on YouTube uh, at any spiritual channel, but specifically the tarot channels. Some of them are in the hundreds of thousands. I mean, I regularly see 100, 150,000 subscribers to those channels. And you may have seen them. Usually they're using a drop down camera, and they have the cards laid out down on their table. And you may never see them. Some channels you see the people, other ones, all you see is their hands. And a lot of the ladies out there, they do really fancy nail work and so forth like that. And all you're seeing is their hand and hearing their voice and seeing the cards. So while viewers might watch for, the pick a card entertainment, basically it's entertainment, for readers, it's a strategic sales funnel. And here's the breakdown of how these channels actually turn views into a sustainable business. Okay. So the resonance hook, conversion strategy, what's really going on here? So the most successful YouTube channels use general readings as it's a discovery mechanism. It's an opportunity for them to get to know you. I recommend that even if you do the camera down, usually they're using like an iPhone on a holder, and it has a boom that connects on their table. You can get them really inexpensive on Amazon. And even if you're doing that kind of video, I also recommend that you at least occasionally do what I'm doing right here, on camera. Yeah. That way they get to know and like and trust you. And that's when they're going to book a session with you. By the way, if you're still in there, Dr. Rose and Michelle, if you guys have anything to add, or anybody else listening live right now, about this, your thoughts, your ideas, your questions about it, have you done it? I know Dr. Rose has a channel, Michelle has a channel. So if you have any insights or have anything you want to bring up, pop it in the chat, and I'll try to pop over and check the chat. So the psychological in is, when a viewer watches a general reading and it hits, either due to the Barnum effect or genuine intuition, there's a hit watching just a general reading, right? So they experience a sense of trust from that. And then the professional pivot is the reader will often say something like, this is a general reading or a general message for the collective. For a reading specific to your energy, book a private session. And that's how you do the conversion. So this plants the seed that the general reading is just a teaser and the real truth is behind a paywall. But there's a lot of other ways besides booking these one-on-one sessions. And here's some of the diversified revenue streams. So private readings, like I just mentioned, so high ticket items between $100 and $500 per session. Basically, your YouTube channel acts as a free 24/7 advertising. And then there's YouTube AdSense. So these large channels that I've mentioned, and I'm going to show you an example of one. And he actually doesn't even do readings anymore because it's so successful. But these large channels with 100,000 plus subs, they can make $2,000 to $10,000 per month just from AdSense running on their videos. So especially videos that get thousands of views, and that adds up to lots and lots of watch hours. And that's what AdSense is based on YouTube is the number of ads that are shown on your channel, and you get a cut of that, right? And then there's another way they do it is extended readings. So many readers, what they do, they'll do like a 15-minute video for free, and they put that on their channel, and then they sell an extended version of that with the real juicy details on other platforms. So from their YouTube channel, they send them to other platforms like Vimeo on demand or Patreon. Even some of them have a school community. Some of them have a stand store. It all, some of them have their own website, with a paywall. It all depends on, how you want to monetize. Is it a monthly recurring revenue or is it a one-off sale, for instance? Let's see. Oh, Maria just came in too. Oh, you're sad today. Let me know in the chat. I'm going to get to readings and stuff in a little bit, Maria. I'm just doing the topic right now. And she's got her question in there already. So let us know what's going on with you, Maria. And I'll get back to that in just a minute. Just a couple more things and we'll be done with the topic here. So they do these on-demand extended versions and charge $5, $10, $15, $20. And the teaser is the free 15-minute one that they put on their YouTube channel. And that's all the advertising that they have to do. Now, there are folks that once they get these revenue streams going, businesses in general put aside 10% of their gross for marketing purposes. So you could start putting aside 10%, maybe even more, especially in the beginning. You might put 20, 30%, 40%, 50% aside when you start getting revenue coming in. Put that aside and then buy ads on YouTube, on Facebook, all the different social media platforms that you can promote on. You'll build the channel and also increase your revenue that way as well. So yeah, extended readings, that's another way. And then digital products. This is selling courses, selling PDF guidebooks. Some folks have their own custom tarot deck. They've written a book. Usually books are a loss leader. I often say that what a book is an expensive business card, basically. And a lot of people, if you can afford it and you can buy a whole bunch of them, handing someone your book versus handing somebody a business card has a much huger or larger impact than a business card. They're going to hold on. In fact, we've done some shows on business cards and how to make them more of an item that people are going to want to hold on to. We need to do that topic again, guys. Any of my hosts listening out there, we got to talk about business cards again. But a book, it's not about making money off of it. It's about using it as a business card, basically. However, it can be a digital download as well. It could be a PDF book. Doesn't have to be long, over 100 pages, 400 pages. It doesn't have to be a novel, right? 50 pages, 30 pages, 70 pages, 60 pages. Basically, pick one thing, don't try to like teach everything or give all of your things away. Instead, pick one problem you can solve for a client and write a short book on it. And that can be a digital download. You can sell it relatively inexpensively, publish it through, say, Amazon CreateSpace, and just make a little profit off it. But if you can charge $7 or 10, but even 15, $19, something like that, and you make a little revenue. But the idea really isn't the revenue, but more you want them to sign up on your email list to get the item. So when they go in, they're going to give you their name and email address, and they're going to purchase the PDF download, and they'll automatically get the download, but now they're on your email address. So it's kind of like a win-win. You make a little bit of money, maybe not a lot, but you're also getting them into your funnel, as they call it in marketing. You're getting them onto your email list. And we've had recent shows where we talked about how that is super important, even in 2025 and going into 2026. It's all about the email list. Okay, so that's some different ways that you can make money. Yes, converting someone over to a client and doing a one-on-one session is the main obvious idea. But if you can grow your channel to 100,000 plus, just the AdSense alone could be, $2,000 to $10,000, and then have some PDF guidebooks, some tarot course or class or workshops, your own custom deck, your book, other digital products that you're selling, and doing the extended reading version I mentioned as well. So you want to have lots of different streams of income. And this is how, even just doing general readings on a YouTube channel, how you can actually make it into a very sustainable business. Going into 2026, think about doing this if you haven't already, set up a YouTube channel. So the celebrity premium, once a channel reaches a certain size, the reader becomes a tarot celebrity. And I've seen this happen with actually members of the Tarot Guild. This allows them to charge significantly more than a local reader. So some of the top tier YouTubers, the ones with the hundreds of thousands of followers, subscribers, they have like 6-month wait lists for one-on-one sessions. And exclusivity, some actually stop doing readings once they're big enough, because the extended readings that I talked about earlier, the AdSense and so forth, becomes more profitable and less draining than doing, one-on-one work. Some people, besides they're getting the AdSense, but their main income is actually coming from the course that they sell. They're not even doing one-on-one readings anymore. Now, I keep mentioning the hundreds of thousands of subscribers on some of these channels, but you don't even need to be monetized to make money. Yes, you're missing out on the AdSense until you hit 1,000. And until you get 3,000 or 4,000 watch hours, I forget what it is. It keeps changing. Anyway, you have to do, a bunch of hoops to get into the program on YouTube where you're going to get the ad revenue. But, way before that, when you only have, 50, a few hundred subscribers, you can still be making good money with your one-on-one readings, the extended readings, and right away from the get-go, when you launch your YouTube channel, you should already have your digital products ready to go. Yep. And let's see. I'm looking at my notes here to see if I covered everything. So a lot of people, what they say is producing daily or weekly content for, say, 12 zodiac signs is an immense amount of work. And it's true. This is not a quick, get rich quick scheme. That's not what this is. It's actual work, but you're going to get compensated really well for it. And I see where they're coming from, but really, I don't think it's that hard. Yeah, doing full readings for the 12 zodiac signs and doing that on a daily or weekly basis. See, I don't think I would do that. Uh, a lot of the channels that I've looked into, they're doing, pick a card. So the reader will draw, three or four cards, and in the video will ask you to pick one of the cards. And then, pro tip, you can link in your description the timestamps, and put next to it, for this, click here; for card 2, click here; for card 3, click here; for card 4, click here. And they can jump right to it where you talk about the reading for that card. And that way, you're doing maybe 3 mini readings versus doing all 12 zodiac signs. One thing that I've always wanted to do that I haven't even done yet is, because I'm a numerologist, not an astrologer, is I would like to do life path numbers. Everybody has a life path number. There's 9 life path numbers instead of 12, unless you do the master number life path numbers too, 11, 22, 33, and 44. But I think I would just stick to the 9. And so that's 3 less readings you'd have to do if you do it by life path number. Let's see. Michelle says, do you mind me asking? Oh, okay. So she's asking what's going on with I think it was Maria. And Michelle says, I need to spend some time with Dax to help get my Lenormand course going. What does the universe have to say on that, Dax? Okay, so we'll pull some cards on that too. Um, the algorithm trap. Readings are often, they often feel forced. Readers feel like they're forced to do these clickbaity titles like "They're coming back," and honestly, it works. It gets thousands of views. Uh, but sometimes they compromise their perceived professional integrity to get those sales driving views. So, it's, do you want to do that or do you not want to do that? That's something to think about. Um, Skepticism, many viewers watch for entertainment, like they read their horoscope, but they never intend to buy. So conversion rates from viewer to I can't talk today, I'm sorry. Conversion rates from viewer to paying client are typically low, often around 1%. However, if you get 500,000 views, that 1% is still a massive business. Yes. So I think that's about covering everything here. Um, I did have some other things, but because I don't have a co-host or two with me, I wanted to kind of have a conversation on these, and a little difficult to do that, with the chat and everything. But actually, some of it was like discussing the boundary between spiritual guidance and entertainment. Um, the extended reading model is charging for the second half of the reading a fair business practice, pay to play. I say yes, it is. I don't see anything wrong with that, but I know some people would have problem with that. And then lastly, just as an example, I did want to show you one of those big channels so you can see what we're talking about here. So let me share my screen, and let's see here. This is Chris Reck, Minnow Pond Tarot. So Chris has 900. Are you seeing this? 940,000 subscribers. He's done 14,000 videos. If we click on videos, and this is not counting shorts, but he's done this for 10 years, going all the way back 10 years. And even back there, his first ones. This is in reverse order. So these are his first one, two, three, four. Where he's actually doing what I described, the horoscope, and right away getting thousands of views on these, thousands. What's his most popular stuff? Let's look at that. Okay, 4 years ago, 179,000 people watched this. Libra, speechless, can't believe my eyes. So yeah, it is a lot of clickbaity. You got to think up some things to draw people in. And this is what his channel looks like now, is his latest ones. And these are premieres that haven't come out yet, but you can see he's still getting 1,500, 2,000, 2,000, 18,000, 13,000, 22,000 views, and he has 940,000 subscribers. So on views alone, so that translating to the ads that are on his videos, that translating to AdSense revenue, he's got to be making thousands and thousands and thousands, if not 10,000 or more per month, just from that AdSense alone. And by the way, I wanted to point out, do you see this right here? I do not charge personal readings anywhere. He says it right there. And if you go to his website, winningpawn.com, you can sign up for his newsletter. He has a tarot masterclass on there. Okay. And he has some other offerings, but not readings. He's not even doing one-on-one readings anymore. He's selling a course, and I don't know if he's running Patreon or what else he's rating. There was some other things there that I wasn't sure what that is. I'd have to go and take a look. But here's his website, and nothing about readings. So everything he does is free on his YouTube channel. And then he has his tarot master class, which he charges, what was it, 147 for, normally 499. He charges 147. That's about in the same range as like my course, as an example there. And see, he's got his favorites on here, uh an about page about him, his newsletter that I mentioned. You can subscribe to his newsletter. And so he's doing the readings, it looks like, based on horoscope and so forth like that. But they're free. He's doing free readings. So he's not have he doesn't have to charge anymore, because he's created all these other streams of income along with the AdSense that he's making off of his channel alone. So food for thought for 2026. Are you going to start a channel? What's your ideas on that? I think it's a great move for 2026 there. Michelle says that's a lot of followers. Yeah. 940,000 followers question mark. Dr. Rose says, "Yeah, that's what I'm getting at." And in his channel you actually see him. Um he's on camera, but you don't have to do that. You can do the top down cards in your hands, and that's all they see. Do your nails if you're a lady, or not, or if you're not a lady. Nowadays it's like, well, whatever. And yeah, uh, a lot of these channels that are 150,000 subscribers, I keep wanting to say followers, subscribers, and getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,000 views per video are just those uh, ca- camera down, hands and cards only type videos. It's incredible. Um, People get addicted to it too. And yeah, they're getting free readings. You're however you're doing your system, whether it's zodiac or the 9 life paths or pick a card. They're getting free readings, but they're spending all that time watching. It's like, well, what's he going to say next week about Gemini or whatever. And he's automatically, they're being served videos, they're being served ads on the video, and he's getting AdSense revenue from all of that. So yeah, something to think about. Okay, let me click off my notes and everything. So before I go back to the chat, and wow, time's flying by. I thought it might be a half-hour show, so it's amazing that it's 12:43, almost 12:44 right now already. So I just wanted to let you guys know what's coming up on the network. We have all the January shows scheduled, which is really cool. So once again, if you want to grab me a cup of coffee, go over to tarotbiz.com/coffee. And so next weekend already we are into 2026, the new year. We're going to be ringing in the new year with two, not one, but two ringing in the new year shows that weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Now, quick programming note: Michelle has moved her third Saturday show to the first Saturday. We used to take the first Saturday off because I had a meeting, but we have moved meetings. This is outside of the Tarot Guild. This is what I do with the Legion, American Legion. We've moved our meetings to the morning of the third Saturday. So we've decided to not do a show on that day because I have to be at the meetings. So Michelle has graciously moved her show from the third to the first. So now Michelle's Mystic Corner is on every month, the first Saturday, the second Saturday, and the fourth Saturday. There'll be no show on the third Saturday. If there's a fifth Saturday, like there is in January, we'll be doing a special show like this. We'll be doing a Psychic Cafe live show. But Michelle's doing the very first show of 2026, Saturday, January 3rd, beginning the new world year cycle. So it's not just the world year of one we're going into in 2026, but a whole new cycle of 9 years. We're ending a cycle right now and starting a new cycle. So not only is it great to start new things the beginning of a new year, but because we're starting this 9 year cycle, it's fantastic to start anything right now in January. So Michelle's going to be talking about that. And then that Sunday, January 4th, is going to be our ringing in the new year, hello 2026 world year of one, starting the year off right show. And we'll be talking about personal year numbers, how to calculate them. I told you earlier in the show, I'm going to give you a PDF cheat sheet handout for those personal years. So be sure to tune in on the 3rd and the 4th next weekend. And then the weekend after that is January 10th, Michelle's Mystic Corner. She's going to be talking about numerology and your power name. And that Sunday, the 11th, we're going to be talking about online booking systems like Calendly and Acuity and TidyCal, or do you do manual booking? So we're going to be talking about, booking your sessions as a professional tarot reader on the 11th. Now, there won't be a show on the 3rd Saturday, but there will be on Sunday, January 18th. And it's going to be a special show. So everybody mark your calendars. We'll be celebrating this 16 years of broadcasting and podcasting. That's Sunday, January 18th. So join us as we celebrate 16 years. We'll be going into our 17th year of doing this. And then Michelle will be back the following weekend after that, January 18th, with Crown Chair Saturday, followed, let's see, on Sunday, January 25th. We'll be talking about collaborating with metaphysical shops. There's still metaphysical shops out there, and how to get your cards on their table. I love that title. Awesome sauce. And then that following weekend is the 5th Saturday, January 31st. And this is, Dr. Rose, are you still in the chat? Because this is your show. Make sure you mark your calendar so you can join us. This was suggested by Dr. Rose because she was looking in Etsy and other ways to do online stores. And she said, should you create your own online store or open an Etsy shop? So we'll be chatting about that possibility or those possibilities on Sunday, January 31st. And then we're into February. So that weekend, oh, I just noticed a typo. I've got Sunday down there. It's actually Saturday, January 31st. Yes. Let me double check the calendar. Did I mess that up? It's Saturday the 31st. I got to go in and fix that. Sorry about that typo. But it's Saturday, January 31st. And then that Sunday is February 1st. And we'll be talking about how to pitch yourself for podcasts and guest blogs. So, what do you do besides that YouTube channel you're going to build for 2026? Well, you go and get yourself booked because there are thousands and thousands of YouTube shows and blogs out there, tarot blogs and podcasts, and you can get yourself booked on them, and it's additional promotion. Yeah. So be sure to join us next weekend, starting with Saturday, January 3rd, Michelle's Mystic Corner, beginning the new world year cycle. Awesome. So that's everything going on. I'm still here, question mark. Yeah. So I was saying, Dr. Rose, you're here. Let me show you again. Did you catch this? Your show idea is Saturday, January 31st. I have a typo on here. I put Sunday because normally our shows are on Sundays, and I forgot to change that to Saturday. So the 5th Saturday of January, January 31st, is your show topic, Dr. Rose. Should you create your own online store or open an Etsy shop? And we'll be talking about that. I just wanted you to mark your calendar so you can be sure to join us on that episode. I'll put it on my calendar. Yes. Thanks, Dr. Rose. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome sauce. Let's see what else is going on. We're going to check in the chat here. I know Jasmine had asked for, let's see. Got a few minutes left in the show. Okay. See what I can come up with here. Okay. So Hopefully you're still here. Let's see, that was for, I'm looking back, it was Jazz. Yeah. Hopefully you're still here, Jazz. What does the universe want me to know? Okay, so going into 2026, uh, basically the world is your oyster. So yeah, everything I just said about, starting your own YouTube channel, running with some business idea, uh, the World Wide Web, often when the world card comes up nowadays, now that we have the internet, I think World Wide Web, you know. So you have access to the whole world. Why would you not, go for that? That's the message I feel that's coming through. And a couple of things. One is I got the 7 of Cups. And this is the card where um it can get a little confusing. There's a tendency to slip into fantasy, if you understand what I mean. But the big takeaway is there's a lot of choices, there's a lot of possibility. The secret is focusing in on the one thing. Even if you have a lot of great ideas, like I have a lot of great ideas, but you can't, if you try to implement multiple ones all at the same time, it's not going to be successful. But if you focus in on one starting January and at least give it 3 or 4 months, January, February, March, let's say till the end of winter, beginning of spring, April, May at least. Focus all your energies on that one thing. And then you're going to be successful. 6 of Wands. So that's the message that I got for you. And then let's see. I'll see if Jazz has if there's any resonating, if she's resonating with. God, I can't talk today. Yeah. See, it throws me off when I'm on the show going solo. That's what throws me off because I'm so used to talking back and forth with the other hosts. It's been a while too. Yeah. Let's see. Who's the next one right after Message from the Universe for Jazz was, I think, Maria, wondering about will I find a new job and where, or she put where, but I think she means where do you feel it would be? Well, I have no idea where. I don't even know where you are, Maria. I think you told us before, but I forgot now. Um, Sometimes people have intuitive hits on things like that. I'm not one of those kind of readers, but there are psychic tarot readers that they get hits on that specific kind of information. But cards alone, just looking at a card, it, it's not going to say, oh yes, in Luxembourg is where you're going to get your next job. I mean, it's there's only 78 cards, and there's millions of locations around the world. Now, it can give you hints if you ask the question specifically about location and give it some possibilities, to work with, like if there's a lot of water in the cards, it could mean the coast, a town or a city by the coast, kind of thing. If there's mountains, it could obviously mean up in the mountains, or it could mean Colorado, or something like that. You can narrow things down with tarot, um, but the folks that just pop off the top of their head, oh yeah, this job's waiting for you in London. Those are psychic tarot readers, and that is not me. I'm an intuitive life coach, not a psychic tarot reader. So yes, there is a difference. Um, as far as getting the job, I got the Ace of Pentacles. So it's a big fat yes, I think, with that. But you have to step outside your comfort zone, is what I'm getting here. The Nine of Swords. I feel like you may be focused too much on finding the job to the point where you're pushing it away. When we focus on the lack, we bring in more of that. It's just how the universe works. Instead, if you act like the Knight of Swords and just rush in, leaving your comfort zone of your nice walled garden and going out the entranceway exit there, it lies beyond, and then there's where the pinnacle is. It's beyond your comfort zone. You need to, go past your comfort zone. So I hope that helps you out as far as, the job is going. Let's see if she had put any more information in here. Okay. I'll wait and see if I get some feedback. Meanwhile, who was next? And we're almost at the end of the show. Maria had said that she was kind of sad, and I asked her why. She said, I'm so tired of Philip's behavior. Well, we've been talking about that for months now, Maria. Remember, we're in this 9 year, and now we're going into a 1 year. You need to just let go of some of this stuff. First name, last name. Can you look into E, initial E, and what he thinks about CA? So is that you or is that someone else? And his new job, or maybe you mean California. I'm not sure. Let me know first name, last name. Does CA mean California, or is that someone's initials? Can you look into E and his new job? I keep feeling like he doesn't like either. I'm wondering why he doesn't like it out there. I'm assuming in California. Are you able to tell why? Well, maybe. Let's see. So, just taking a look here. Okay, so I'm getting the Eight of Wands, things happening quickly, changing quickly, moving fast. Um, this is a positive card though. So I pulled this one for the new job. I think he likes this. It just may be that things are happening a little too quickly or something like that. As far as California goes, Two of Cups, again, another really positive card. And, has he met someone out there? Is he going to meet someone out there? Um, don't know. But you were asking, let's see. So as far as a why, I got the Page of Cups. And, with any of the pages, that's new and learning. So, moving somewhere new job. Yeah. I mean, it might not be that he doesn't like it out in California, that he doesn't like the job. It might not be that. It might be that he doesn't like the newness and having to learn everything again and get used to where he's living and where everything is and the people that he's working with and things like that. Because I just haven't been getting the feeling pulling these cards that talk about intuitive hits. Uh, I'm just not getting negative feelings on it. So, yeah, I hope that helps out. And let's see, Michelle was talking about the grandbabies, and I remember, was it Dr. Rose? No, it was Michelle asked about what the universe says about her Lenormand course. Dr. Rose is, I'm curious, what courses do you recommend that they create? Well, this is the thing. Five of Cups. So, how do I explain this? So, in the traditional Five of Cups, we got the three spilt cups, and the figure is kind of hunched over and looks like they're staring at the three cups that have spilled over and they're not happy. Meanwhile, there's two full cups behind them. To me, it's indicating that um, whether this is for, I don't know if this is for you too, Dr. Rose, or just professional readers in general, what courses they should make. They should be looking at what they're not looking at, what's behind them. They should be looking at how they can. I also got the Two of Wands, and that's a seeking card. It's also two, so it's the relationship between people, and in this sense, career. So working with your clients. Okay, they should be looking at, maybe not full courses, but what I said, actually, I already did say this earlier. What big problem can you solve? Are you the romance reader? So can you do a course, a short, I wouldn't even call it a course. I would say, can you do a workshop or a short series of workshops surrounding your specialty? That's what you should be focusing on. Yeah, you can do a course on how to read tarot, but there's a lot of them out there already, you know. I think after you've gotten a lot of experience, you've created a YouTube channel and it's become really wildly popular, and you're teaching these workshops and you're seeing lots and lots of clients, then whether that's 6 months, 12 months from now, 2, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, whenever that is, where you get the feeling that, yeah, I have a lot of experience now that I can share so that other people can become better tarot readers. That's when you do the tarot reading general course. Okay. In the meantime, what is it, the problem I can solve for my client? And it's something I'm not looking at right now. It's not what everybody else is doing. In fact, the feeling I got was, you got the three cups that are spilled, and you're looking at those and you're not happy. Those are the obvious possibilities, and you're just not happy about those opportunities or lack thereof. So you're not looking at the two cups behind you, which are ideas that haven't been done yet. So you need to give some thought into that as you go into 2026. What can you do differently? What big problem can you solve, or do you solve for your client? What's your specialty? I'm a financial reader. I work with executives. I'm a health intuitive. I am the romance tarot reader. I'm the career specialist. Um, Whatever your specialty is, what workshops, courses can you make around that? Yep. Let's see what else is in the chat here, and I'm going over a little bit, but that's okay. I wanted to see if I missed anything. There was Michelle's. Let's see. Going into 2026, Michelle's Lenormand course. What do we need to know? Mhm. Hmm. Okay. So I'm going to do the 5 card yes no spread. You know, I haven't done that in a while. I've been just pulling 1 or 2 cards, maybe 3, like I have all show here. Um, I've got 2 major arcana cards and the 4 of Swords and a couple of court cards. So that's 3 yeses, Michelle. Should you be going into doing the Lenormand course? And so that I feel is a good probable yes. But there's some weird caveats going on here. The main focus card is the Devil card. What are you attached to? Trying to get an intuitive hit on this. You know, I think, Michelle, what's going on is 2 things. One, you might be attached to a particular outcome with the course. The other thing is you have a lot of irons in the fire. And like I said earlier in Jazz's message from the universe, you really need to focus. You know, if you're going to do the course and nothing else. I mean, if you're going to do it, the first quarter and a half, 2 quarters, in other words, the first half of 2026 should be all about the Lenormand course, making it the best you can do, marketing it, promoting, and all of that. Yep. And in our new community that we've been discussing, Michelle, you know, that can be one of the courses that we add that can be one off that they can buy. Yep. So, yeah, you know, what are you clinging to that you need to let go of? You know, maybe it's tarot and oracle decks and creating your own oracle deck, even creating your own Lenormand and all the other things that you're doing. You need to put all of that on the back burner, maybe for the second half of 2026. Like if the course becomes successful, it will be a natural progression for you to come out with your Lenormand deck. But yeah, that's the caveat. I think that's why I'm not getting a super strong yes. The reason I did a yes no was is like should Michelle even be doing a course right now? And like I said, it's definitely leaning yes, but I'm not getting 5 or 6 yeses. I'm only getting 3. So why is that? It's because of that focus. So now what do you need to do? Okay, there's a couple of things going on, Michelle. One is I got the Page of Wands. So I feel like you need to even yourself go back into learning mode for 2 things. One, you need to brush up on the material. And like I said, let go of everything else, tarot, oracle cards, whatever else you're doing. Focus just on Lenormand. Do a refresher and get to where you're eating, sleeping, Lenormand, and that's it, kind of thing. And then also get yourself into the mindset of the student. What would be the best way for someone to learn Lenormand? And then also, how can you teach it different than everybody else is? Yeah. And then I got the King of Wands. And what I feel that's referring to, especially because it's in the very beginning of the spread, Michelle, I feel like you need to go to a trusted source. You need to go to the thing about the King of Wands is that, you know, or any king in the deck, they are successful at what they're successful at. So you need to find the people that are really successful at Lenormand. What are they doing? How can you do it different than how they're doing it? How can you teach, you know, what are they teaching poorly that you can teach better? What are they teaching well that you can translate into your own words your own style and teach it even better than they're teaching, right? And also, there's an aspect of you don't have to recreate the wheel. So why not see what everybody else is doing and take copious notes, write down, in their courses, or researching on their YouTube channel when they have a series of videos on YouTube where they're teaching Lenormand. Uh, what do they teach in these videos? What are the points? And then write that all down and look at it and see how you can, rearrange things, make things better. And that's your starting point for 2026. Do some looking around, see what everybody else is doing. And by the way, the last two cards, the Hermit and the Four of Swords, and these two cards have very similar energy. It's about stepping back from everyone and everything. And the Four of Swords is a little bit more about rest and recovery, recharging your batteries and stuff like that. But both of them are thinking outside of the box, taking a step back. The Hermit is talking about, who can you learn from? Is there a mentor? So I'm not necessarily saying go out and find a mentor, but find out, check out your competition. Like I said earlier, who all is doing Lenormand in 2025, 2026? And, what are they doing? What's successful? What's not successful? So, yeah, I think you should go for the course. But like I said, I'm getting a probable yes, not a strong probably yes, 4 cards, or a 5 card, definitely yes. I'm getting 3. So I really think that you need to do your research and you need to really prepare for the, and then, like I said, you got to focus completely on, you're doing nothing but the course. And I can help you out with that. I can do some research too and everything. Michelle says, wow, great advice. I appreciate that. So Dr. Rose says, that's a beautiful deck. What's the name? Rose, you must not have been around for the last show or two. This is my new deck. Look at the Magician. It's called the Soha, and I do have a link to it. Let me give you the link. This is also my affiliate link. So anybody that buys the deck, I'll get $1 or 50 cents or something. But it's SOHA. I originally thought it was the Soho deck, which is an area, but it's actually Soha, which I do not know what that means. And there's a particular artist. I think I can actually look it up. Dr. Rose, here's the box, and I put the link in the chat. It's thetarotguild.com/SOHA, Soha Tarot. Thetarotguild.com/Soha Tarot for everybody listening in archive. And it's a really nice, it's an inexpensive deck. It's like $22, the master number 22. In fact, at one point, I think it was $22.44, and I was like, oh, or maybe it was $22.22, and I was like, oh, I have to get that deck. Yeah, it's $22.22. I just checked it out. That's hilarious. Yeah, so Master Builder. And it comes in this really nice box with a really nice, I almost said a little white book, but it's the bigger little black book. And the illustrations are even in color. It's absolutely fantastic. And so it's Soha Mystic is, I guess, the name of the deck creator, but the artist and the card designs and the artwork was done by Sophie Rowe, Rowe. I don't know if you can see that. Card design and artwork by Sophie Rowe, and it's by Soha Mystic. And it says copyright 2024. So I'm thinking that, it's a year and a half, 2 year old deck, maybe even. But it's flat matte finish, just black on the back with a flower design similar to the Flower of Life, which I really like. And it's borderless, which I love. The cardstock's really good. It's, on the thinner side, but not too thin like some decks. Shuffle's pretty good. It does tend to stick, so you might want to use some fanning powder, or you might want to lay the cards out there. And Pamela Steele was on the last Sunday show, and she was talking about, just rough them up a little bit by, doing the what we call the chaos method of uh, shuffling the cards. And what I like about it a lot is it's not on every single card, but a lot of them where there's no border and it's like dark all the way around. And so you're coming in from like the void almost and being drawn into the center with the color and the color and the light being more in the center in the cards. Knight of Swords. See, Two of Wands, and the light source is always behind the individuals in the deck, so they become kind of in shadow or silhouetted sometimes. Look at that Ace of Wands. So it's definitely, Waite Smith clone. You got the hand coming out of the clouds holding the wand, just like in the Ace of Wands in the Waite Smith deck. But these images are just gorgeous. What do you think in the chat? Let me know. It's my present from my mom. So my mom passed away in March, and I was directed to this deck out of nowhere. Didn't know it existed. Like I said, this deck is a year, maybe a year and a half, maybe even close to 2 years old, and never heard of it, And I saw the artwork, came across it by accident, although I don't think it was by accident. And I saw the images, and it was gorgeous. And then when I looked at the price on Amazon and said $22.22, I'm like, oh yeah, the universe wants me to get this deck. I think it's from my mom. My Christmas present for this year. Yep. So that's it. I think we covered everything. Dr. Rose did say, I like how you said that the courses should be specialized, like how to become a relationship tarot reader. Yeah, that's an idea. Something along those lines. You're spot on. I was just thinking, do I want to create a how to read tarot general course? Yeah, and I'm not saying not do that, but I'm recommending that, if you're just getting going with your business in 2026, I think you want to get a lot of experience, find out what a lot of people come to you question wise, and does it all seem to be focused in a certain area where you can do a niche on that? And then any PDFs, guides, videos on your YouTube channel, workshops you create should be around that niche. And then when you get really, really good and you've been doing it for a really long time, and when I say a really long time, it's dependent on the person, but it could be 8 months or it could be 8 years. I don't know. But when you think you have something to contribute, that's when you do a how to read tarot course, not when you're getting going and when you're trying to get clients. You know, your focus should be getting clients. And how do you do that? Well, your clients, and this whole show, we've been using the example of you're using a YouTube channel, and I know you are, Dr. Rose and Michelle and everybody. There's a lot of us, and you're using YouTube to promote, you know, and get clients, but those clients are coming to you for you to solve problems, for you to answer questions. They're not wanting to learn to read tarot themselves. You see, that's something you do later. And it doesn't have to be, way later. Like, for instance, Michelle is hopefully going to start her Lenormand course, but it that course has nothing to do with her YouTube channel or getting one-on-one clients or doing group sessions. I didn't even mention that. Group sessions is another way you can get more income and not get as burnt out doing one-on-ones. But that's something like we'll put on the new community, Michelle's course, and sell it. And if you make a course or a workshop and it has to do with how to do numerology or how to read tarot or Lenormand or oracle cards or anything like that, you want to aim that at professionals or aspiring professionals that want to read tarot cards or Lenormand. Um, you don't want to create a tarot course just to put a tarot course up, uh, as far as on your public facing channel, because that's not going to get you paying clients. You want instead have content, free content, on your channel, and any paid courses or anything like that should be just loss leaders to really they should just be loss leaders to get their email address. But anything you create, a PDF guidebook, what have you, it should be aimed at the client and solving their problem or answering their question, or you know uh, are there really twin flames or something like that. If you're a romance reader, what Scorpios need to know about dating Geminis. I don't know. I'm not an astrologer, but and you're doing tarot, not astrology YouTube channel. But this is just an example of what I mean. Now you can do a guide how to get the most out of your tarot reading, things like that, how to qualify a professional tarot reader and know who to book with, things like that. Yep. Okay, so I'm out of here, and Dr. Rose is saying goodbye. And Juan Lula just came in. I know I'm butchering that name. But anyway, we're at the end of the show, unfortunately, and I'm like way over by 25 minutes. So I need to get out of here. But we will be back next weekend, January 3rd and January 4th, with shows, same bat time, same bat channel. Bye, everybody.